It's your girl, Jackie from the Financial Literacy Tribe, coming at you with a brand new video. So for today's video, we're going to be covering one of the topics that I have wandered upon during my journey. As you guys know, it's been 2+ years now that I have been on this financial journey. And a big part of frugal living and being financially responsible, as most of you probably already know, is definitely retirement stuff. I have been looking into retirement savings. I definitely already currently contribute toward my job's 401k plan. I contribute a full 6% because that's the minimum that they require to offer matching. They give matching, which if you don't know about matching and your job offers it, please take advantage of that because it is literally free money that your job is giving you. It's basically the equivalent of them saying, okay, well, if you put $6 in your wallet, we'll give you $4 for your wallet for free. So no brainer on that one. But in addition to that, I've also been kind of thinking through, possibly maxing out a Roth IRA and sort of seeing what types of other retirement vehicles might be good for me. So during my studies and my research, because you guys know I have to research and then report back to you, I came across a very interesting question, and I don't know if anybody else has also been wondering the same thing. But basically, the question is, what the heck is the difference between a mutual fund, an index fund, and an ETF? What is the difference between them? Because they all kind of sound like the exact same thing. So I'm here after having researched to report back. So all three of these products are a collection of different stocks, bonds, or commodities, kind of mixed together, grouped, and then sold as an individual unit. So it's a mixture of different things put together as an individual. The perfect metaphor that I found for this that really kind of helped it to resonate within my brain is basically you go to your favorite diner. I'm from Jersey, so we have diners on every block basically. But you go to your favorite diner. They have all of your favorite foods there. They have buffalo wings, they have tacos, they have mozzarella sticks. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna order a giant order of each of these foods? You can do that if you wanted to. You can order one individual order of buffalo wings, one order of mozzarella sticks, one order of tacos. Or what you can do instead is right on the menu, you could order the sampler plate. And if you're not familiar with what a sampler plate is, it is one dish, it is one plate that you order, and it has smaller portions of mozzarella sticks, tacos, and buffalo wings. It has them all on one plate for you. So you would just say, I want to order one sampler plate, and right there you get one plate and it has all of the things that you like, but in a smaller portion size. That is basically what these products are. That is what the ETFs is, the mutual funds, and the index funds. They are just a composition, a mixture of all of these stocks, bonds, and commodities mixed together in smaller portions for you to purchase. Now, in terms of the nuances that really differentiate one from the other, mutual funds are the oldest out of the group, that they were around first than everybody else. And the thing about mutual funds that makes it so different is that instead of kind of ordering something that's already on the menu, a mutual fund would be the equivalent of sort of a chef or some sort of a cooking professional sitting there and curating and handpicking which dishes go into your sampler plate. So it is basically a finance professional who's going in here and picking out specifically what it is that they want to be a part of this mutual fund. And that same finance professional or a different finance professional is also going to actively manage that mutual fund. So that's the difference. With an ETF, you don't get that kind of hands-on, one-on-one, curated sort of support and management. It's just, it is what it is. you purchase it, and then that's it. There's nobody really looking after it except for you. With the mutual fund, there is an actual finance professional who's sitting there and actively managing this mutual fund and also handpicking what goes into this mutual fund. That could be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. Obviously, we know, just like in every other career, there are some finance professionals who are amazing at what it is that they do. And they will pick great investment options and they will make sure that you have a huge return if at all possible. And then there's like other finance professionals who don't give a crap. Either way, whether you get a good finance professional or a bad one who's managing your mutual fund, you end up paying more fees, which is the one kind of biggest negative in my opinion when you're sort of comparing these three, is that the mutual funds tend to be a lot more expensive in terms of fees. And the reason, again, as we mentioned, is because you have an actual human, an actual finance professional who is sitting there actively managing this mutual fund and picking out what is going into this mutual fund. So that's the big difference with the mutual fund. The ETF is a lot less high maintenance. There is nobody actively managing it. I really cannot change what is inside of it. It's kind of just a prepackaged thing that I can go ahead and buy on Vanguard or Charles Schwab or whatever. So there's no active management involved. I just get it until I sell it. That's it. Super low maintenance. And as a result of that, the fees are obviously a lot lower. Another difference between the mutual funds, the ETFs, and the index funds is that the ETF is the only kind of investment product that you can trade and buy and sell throughout the course of the entire day. Mutual funds and index funds, you can only do it at the end of the actual day versus the ETFs, it's like all day. So if I notice that things are super cheap and I want to kind of stock up, I can purchase them later on in the day. If I notice that things are super high, I can go ahead and sell them. You can make that active trading yourself, buying and selling throughout the course of the entire day. I personally, again, not a finance professional, but from what I have researched, you don't want to do that if you're investing in the actual stock market. It should be for a long period of time. You should be buying to hold, preferably. From what I'm reading, that's the best way to kind of maximize your returns, is buy and hold. So really, unless you've been doing this for a long time and you're really, really good at what it is that you do, or you have like some illegal insider information, I don't know, you probably should not be buying and selling like crazy throughout the course of the day. But to each his own. I judge you not, friends. I judge you not. And last but not least, we have the index fund. The index fund, just like the mutual fund and just like the ETF, is basically a mixture of different stocks, bonds, and commodities kind of prepackaged into one product for you to kind of buy or sell, right? The difference with the index fund is that it is, everything that's inside of the index fund is based off of a index. And if you don't know what an index is, it's basically like an organized list, or a list that has some sort of metric associated to it, or is based off of some sort of data. So if I'm going back to my metaphor like I've been using about the diner, if I wanted a sampler plate that is based off of an index, we'll just say, maybe they have a sampler plate at the diner that's like the top 5 best-selling dishes are in this sampler. That would be an example of something that is based off of an index. It's based off of actual data, an actual list that exists. Somebody sat there and compiled what are the top 5 best-selling dishes that this diner offers and put it in their sampler plate for me. And that would be the equivalent of me buying a sampler plate if a sampler plate was an index fund. That was kind of a weird metaphor. I don't know if that worked or not. But anyway, if you wanted a real life example, I ended up with I told you guys that I'm currently funding my Roth IRA. I ended up purchasing a fair amount of Vanguard S&P 500 EFTs. And they've been doing pretty good. They've been performing pretty well thus far. I hope this video ages well, and like 2 years from now, I'm not going to be like, don't buy it, it was terrible. But again, nothing in this video is financial advice. But anyway, that is an example of an index fund, because what it follows is one of the more popular index funds, which is the S&P 500. Let's just say, as an example, you sat there and you said, okay, for my investment strategy, I want to own a piece of the top largest 500 companies in the United States. Well, guess what? There's already an index fund for you then. It's called the S&P 500. And you would at that point be able to buy index funds that have those top 500 largest companies within the US. That already exists. They do also have industry-specific index funds, which is, let's just say that you wanted the top blah, blah, blah healthcare companies all in an index fund. That exists. The top real estate companies all in an index fund. That exists. Maybe you wanted the top, maybe you're a big fan of kind of gambling and you wanted an index fund that consisted solely of the top casinos in the US. That exists too. It's like they have index funds for everything, which they probably do actually. So that is basically what an index fund is. It is basically, just like the other ones, a mixture of different stocks, bonds, and commodities wrapped up into one little package for you. But this particular package, the things that are inside of it, come from some sort of a list, some sort of data, some sort of metrics that come from somewhere. It isn't just somebody handpicking things. It isn't just random things that people threw on there. They're based off of some sort of data, which created this index, which chose what is inside of this index fund. Definitely, if you have any questions on the topic, or maybe you have a really good metaphor or some sort of insight that I may have missed in this video, feel free to comment, yo. That's what building a community is all about, and I would love to hear it. Yeah. I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you did, be sure to click the like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed to my channel, so that way you can be notified every single time I have a new video up. If you want more content like this, be sure to check out my blog, which is available at focusedfrugalfab.com. I'm really hungry now, and I think I want to go to a diner. Bye.